commercial. There might be a goal scored. You will obviously see it when we come back on tape right away. The U.S. and West Germany in the final game of 5 in this preliminary round. And the United States opening up in a way we'll show you in just a moment. There's Friesen starting in goal for West Germany. Schiller with Hagen and Trunschke up front. And Helmut Steiger, one of their key forwards, is hurt and not in the lineup tonight, so Schiller spells him. Kiesling is playing in his 4th Olympics, the defenseman number 4, and Niedenberger on the back line. For the U.S., Mike Richter again gets the start in the net. Up front, the line of Bourbeau, Granado, and Millen to begin the game. Team captain Brian Leach and Gosselin are the backliners. And so from above, we take a look down at the referee, Kjell Lind of Sweden, dropping the puck for the beginning of this one. Again, the U.S. must win by 2 to advance to the medal round. Otherwise, West Germany moves on. Corey Millen circling back to Gosselin. Guy Gosselin shoots it up ahead. It's knocked into the U.S. zone by Kiesling, but West Germany is offside. 18 seconds into the first period.
Now, what is involved in this game is very much like a lot of games that the U.S. team has played. They play a very open, attacking style of game. The West Germans play much more defensively, much more under control. They're an experienced team. We've got 2 contrasting styles going against each other. Both teams trying to establish their own style, and we'll just see what happens.
Now the line centered by Craig Janney with Kevin Miller and Dave Snuggerud on the wings is out there for Team USA. Early first period, just the start of things at the Saddledome with no score. Brown knocked Holzman down at center ice, and it shot into the West German end. And Janney got there first, so there is no icing. The U.S. player reaching the puck before West Germany, so the icing was waved off. Up ahead now, this is Braun losing the puck at center ice, and Brown for Team USA to Norton. Brown and Norton are paired on defense. Gosselin and Leach the other pairing. Brown, flat shot, first save of the game by Friesen.
I think the West Germans are going to feel as if they can withstand the U.S. The first 10 minutes of the game, they've got a good chance.
Here's Fusco. His shot and a save by Friesen, and cleared the length of the ice. And an icing call here. The face-off back in the West Germany end. 18:43 to go in a scoreless first period. The USA in blue putting the pressure on in the West German end. No score early in the first period. And West Germany in white with Peter Drysdale. His shot is knocked down by Laviolette and collected by Donatelli. He feeds Laviolette. He has Young in on the right wing. Scott Young skating into the corner. Coming out the other side and dropping it for nobody. The only man back there is Trunschke of West Germany, who clears it up ahead.
Well, Donatelli was well tied up there, so he decided to take a dive to try to draw the penalty. But referee Lynn saw through it.
Corey Millen skating in with Granado and Bourbeau. Slap shot. Great glove save by Friesen. The West German goalie, a man who spent some time last year with the New York.
Going to the glove side, and Friesen makes a very fine save.
West Germany now with Ron Fisher, who went to school here in Calgary, at the University of Calgary. Skating in. He was written out of the play by Gosselin. And sent the length of the ice. Friesen lets it go by because had he touched it, there wouldn't be an icing call, and now there is. As Medicus goes back to make the touch and force the face-off in front of Mike Richter.
Carl Friesen is one of 5 native-born Canadians playing on the German team. But one thing that's very different about the imports on the German team and from several of the other countries involved in the tournament is that these players have lived in Germany. 4 of them have lived there for 10 years. Many of them have German wives. Their children go to German schools. They really are native Germans now. Only one has gone to Germany in the last 4 years.
And it's a veteran team. I mentioned before, Kiesling, the defenseman number 4, a 4-time Olympian, which means he goes all the way back to 1976 in Innsbruck. This is Medicus intercepting the pass at center ice. And then Fisher trying to feed Rutger, and a save by Richter off the shot went wide. Norton chasing it down in the corner. Norton gets the return pass and another save by Friesen. And out it comes to Weinrich at center ice.
Well, both goalies coming up with big saves early in the game. You want to get that first one successfully under your belt.
16:20 to play. First period. No score. Lane McDonald has had a big tournament thus far with 5 goals. Into Steve Leach. He drops it for Fusco. Back it comes to Laviolette, and West Germany clears it with Weinrich taking control for the moment at center ice. He sends it in momentarily across the blue line. Now has to wait for his mates to get back onside. Laviolette turning in his own end. Over to Weinrich. West Germany putting some forechecking pressure on, and it's sent the length of the ice. And Donatelli sweeps in to avoid the icing call against the U.S. Maintains possession, sends it over to Scott Young. Young, a centering pass that's deflected out to the neutral zone.
The performance of this line with Donatelli, Johansson, and Young is very important. They've struggled so far in the tournament, but the U.S. team needs more production out of all 4 lines, not just the Millen line.
Gerd Trunchka kicks it free. It's loose in the corner. Scotty Young with it. Ahead to Johansson. He can't send it out. It's kept in and sent around in behind the net. Gosselin chasing it down with Kiesling. Now Brian Lee sends it up ahead along the boards to Scott Young, but kept in. And Gerd Trunchka has his shot taken by Young. Hitting Young's stick, and Young able to take the pressure off, getting it over to Gosselin and up ahead to center ice to Granato. And Granato's pass is intercepted. Trunchka. Back to Harold Price. Up on the right wing. Schiller sends it in, and Schiller also pays the price. He gets kicked into the boards by Norton. Bourbeau, and the puck had come out across the blue line and then back in. That's an offside goal and a faceoff. 14:26 to play.
Putting the sun to work is my vision of the future.
14:13 remaining in the first period. The United States and West Germany are scoreless. Earlier today, the Soviet Union beat Czechoslovakia 6-1. As you look at Mike Richter, the Soviets wind up preliminary round action 5-0. They'll also carry 4 points into the medal round. The top 3 teams in each group advance. You carry the points with you that you've earned in the games against the other 2 teams that go in with you. And it doesn't matter in the Soviets' case, since they've beaten both Czechoslovakia and West Germany, along with the United States. No matter who goes in, the Soviets will have 4 points, and Czechoslovakia will have 2 points if the U.S. goes in, and no points if West Germany goes in, because West Germany beat Czechoslovakia. So the Czechoslovaks do have a rooting interest tonight. Millen to Granato, deflects off his stick. Tony chasing it down in the corner. Strapping forward along the boards. Bourbeau is there as well. Pried loose by Granato. He tried to send it back to Bourbeau, and it's intercepted and taken out by Franz, but kept in nicely. And then going down a penalty, Granato was tripped. The U.S. able to vacate the net. Richter comes out to get the extra skater, so the U.S. has a man advantage right now. As soon as West Germany gains possession of the puck right there, that's when the whistle sounds. And a man will be sent off for a hooking with 13:34. American power play coming up. Jörg Holtzman in the penalty box, 2 minutes for hooking for West Germany. So the United States with a man advantage now. And it's Scott Young. He's paired with Brian Leach. The lineup there now for the USA with Janney, Snuggerud, and Miller. Team captain Brian Leach. Sends it up ahead to Miller. He comes in over the left wing, has it poke checked away. We'll have to get back onside as Brian Leach at his own blue line now. Passes up ahead to Scott Young. Young comes in on the left wing, drops it in behind the net. Janney is there. Now Miller. He sends it to Snuggerud. Back to Kevin Miller. He tried to center it to Janney. It was taken away by number 19, Niederberger, and sent the length of the ice. 1:08 left in the penalty.
The West Germans changing their penalty killing unit. Their first unit is very experienced. They all play on the same team in Cologne.
Granado and a pad save, and then the rebound by Leach and another save, and the third shot by Granado goes through the crease. It's Granado prying it loose, sending it out to the point. Slapped in by Young, knocked out beautifully by Ross Fisher, number 7, with 40 seconds left in the penalty.
It was knocked down beautifully and out in self-defense. You can see early on the value of a goaltender. Carl Friesen is giving the West Germans some very sharp goaltending at the moment.
29 seconds left in the penalty. What do you think, Michael Ruzzioni?
Well, Al, you know, I'm watching the game and can't help but think back to 1976 in the Olympic Games in Austria when the United States played West Germany. If the United States won or tied the game, they would have won the bronze medal. West Germany beat them by a score of 4-1.
And right now, the United States, the situation is very, very simple. And is, I'm sure, noted by almost everyone in the crowd tonight. To advance to the medal round, the victory is needed by at least 2 goals. 20 seconds remaining in the penalty. Price, number 3 for West Germany. He's scrapping for it along with Fusco. Fusco gets it loose, sends it out to Norton, and then it's shot in off the pass by Granado and another save by Friesen. And the penalty is now over. The teams are skating at equal strength as Holzman comes out of the box. And the West Germans send it up ahead. Now Millen with it. Millen to Fusco, but offside as the puck had come back out over the blue line. 11:21 to play in the period. Al Michaels with Ken Dryden and Michael Ruzzioni at the Saddle Dome as the shot off the stick of Steve Leach is sent up into the seats. Yesterday, as you look at Friesen, Carl Friesen, the West German goalie, he was saying he thought one of the keys to the game tonight would be to keep the U.S. off the scoreboard for the first 10 minutes, and thus far he's done it for the first 8:51.
And I think that what the West German team believes is that if they can withstand the U.S. at those moments of their emotional peak, then they can beat them in the valley. And right now,
at the Saddle Dome, the U.S. has outshot West Germany 8-1. Weinrich straps for it at center ice and then gets it in before Laviolette can vacate the zone. And we have an offside. 10:50 to play. First period before another big house at the Saddle Dome. By the way, in the other group, Sweden and Canada have already clinched medal round berth, and the other berth is up for grabs between Finland and Switzerland. Brittig skates in for West Germany, sends it in, and the save by Richter. That's his second. To Kevin Miller. Miller has it taken away at the blue line. And the West Germans start back the other way. Bernd Kunska, whose brother Gerd is number 17, playing on a different line. Into the corner, Draisaitl. Now Kunska sends it cross ice, beautiful pass, and Niedenberger opted not to take a shot, then looked for a pass, and nobody was there.
the U.S. team almost got into trouble there because, again, they were puck watching. Both defensemen were well over on the one side. The West Germans drew in. Their offside defenseman was wide open in front of the net.
Brittig sends it in. Easy save for Richter. Leach starts back the other way. Period is half over. 9:53 to play in the first period. Alan Bourbeau from the corner. Bourbeau to Granado. Tony circles, sends it to the slot, knocked down by Kiesling, cleared out. Kunska. Here's Kunska, skates in and offside. Schiller was in ahead of the play, and again, this is a revamped line because of the injury to Steiger. And there's the West German coach, Mr. Kasama Unsen. Sort of reminds you a little bit of the late Bear Bryant.
If you knew who Bear Bryant was, I'm sure he'd be very pleased.
Right. At least they share the same hat blocker. 9:28 to play in a scoreless first period. And it comes out going all the way down the ice where Friesen leaves it behind his net for Horst-Peter Kretschmer. And then it's Millen skating in on the left wing. Granato couldn't handle the centering pass. Brown saves it. Brown puts it in on the net. It was knocked down, and then it softly fell out of the glove of the goalie to the right of the net. As close as the U.S. has come to scoring here in the first period. Millen keeps it in. And another save by Friesen. Cleared up ahead to Trunchka. 2-on-1 for West Germany. Trunchka, nice feed, and they score. Hagen from Trunchka to make it 1-0. After the U.S. had come very close to scoring, Friesen making the save. The puck dropping out of his glove to the side of the net. The West Germans come back with a 2-on-1 and take the lead.
Well, the U.S. team had a lot of play around the net, but defenseman Norton got caught, and it was a 2-on-1, and it's a scene we have seen many times so far in this Olympic game. Those 2-on-1 plays against experienced teams really can hurt.
Assisted by number 17, Jared Trunchka.
And right here, the goal, watch Richter, he's out of position. He throws his stick, I think, which throws the pass off, but number 22, Roy Rutger, who's a Canadian, just couldn't get the puck into that empty net. That 2-on-1 break was one of the problems the United States have been having. They've had bad gambles at the other team's blue line, and the defenseman on that side was caught in as the puck got chipped by.
Hey, fellas, a penalty shot has been called against the United States. And number 22, Roy Rutger, will take the penalty shot. He's a Canadian from Western Ontario.
Second penalty shot of this tournament. We had one in the Switzerland-Poland game last night, which resulted in a goal.
Here's number 22, Rutger, on a penalty shot. And Richter beat him. Mike Richter came across, got a pad on it, and that may be a big break for the United States.
Rutger didn't have any speed. You want to have some speed coming into the zone, Brad, and he just seemed to float in there.
I don't know, but I think I like the move he had the last time he was in, where he went to his right. Here's a look from over ahead. He doesn't do anything simple. He just goes to his backhand, and Richter guessed that way and went the same way and got his pad on. Here's another look at it. Watch that right pad. It's there before Rutger's there with the puck.
Brad, let me ask you a question. 100 hockey games I do a year. Why do so many players coming in the goal center go to their backhand?
Well, Dan, it's one thing. It's a natural thing. Everybody, anytime you learn as a kid to stick handle, you always take it that way. That's the natural way to be stick handle around somebody, and 90% of the time, guys will try to go that way. It just seems you can take it quicker with your hands that way than you can lean the other way on your forehand and keep going.
Here's the United States. They're down 1-0 on the attack. Carrying in, and a centering pass intended for Steve Leach. He lost his stick and couldn't make a deflection. And back comes Schiller for West Germany. In on left wing, a pass to Niederberger. Got it into the goal crease area, and Mike Richter able to grab it and hold on. That scoring play early in this game. Hagen from Trunchka and Schiller at 11-19 to make it 1-0.
All right, here's another look at the penalty shot. Backhand he goes. Curved stick. And the skate's right there. The one thing that the United States really had to hope wouldn't happen is that the guy at the other end of the ice wasn't going to come up with what they say is one of his games. Carl Friesen can be as good as anybody on a given night. And it appears to me that he's made some saves in this game that are the type that are showing that he might be just a little hot tonight.
Hustling back is Price for West Germany. Gets it on the left wing boards to Franz, who feeds it to Holtzman at center ice. Now a pass across to Price, number 3. He missed it, and West Germany attacks again. Carrying it on right wing is Franz, number 28. Centered, but there is Red Brown for the U.S. Feeding it into center ice to Clark Donatelli. Back to Brown. Backhand shot, but blocked by the veteran defenseman Price. And now carrying out, and now back of the play. Here's a West German player, Holston, knocking down the U.S. player, Jim Johansson. And Johansson may have played it wisely. I think we're going to get just the one penalty. Johansson turned the other cheek.
Well, a collision in front of Friesen, and I think Johansson got his stick up
You see, just out in front of the net there, the two players come together, and they start high-sticking with each other, and they both go off.
Holzman going off, and Johansson going off, and for each a 2-minute penalty. So the teams will be skating at equal strength. Each a man shy for the next 2 minutes.
This is probably to the advantage of the U.S. team. The German team is not a great skating team. Now with two players fewer on the ice, it just gives a little bit more skating room. The U.S. team is going to try to take advantage of it with Millen and Granato and also with Brian Leach on defense.
And a great deal of open ice. I think many of you know they play this international game on a much wider rink than in the NHL, about 15 feet wider. This is Gerd Krunska for West Germany. Gets it out over his own blue line, moves it into the U.S. end by himself. Had nobody to center it to. Now coming in, nice pass, but Hagen held on to it too long and couldn't get the shot away. Granato up ahead to Millen. Millen waiting too long. Poke checked away, and the West Germans take possession. Clear it up ahead to Dieter Hagen. Hagen skating in. Takes the slap shot. Has it poked away by Leach. Now Krunska has it. 1:05 left in the coincidental penalty. Shot comes in, saved by Richter. Bouncing puck, covers up.
Well, as you can see here, and we'll talk about it in a moment after this commercial message.
2-0, and this just about cinched it. Took it on the 6th side on the Polish goaltender, and Georg Eberle scores for Switzerland. They won the game 4-1 finally. That had made the score 3-0.
Ron, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you and I were having breakfast one morning, and you were saying you very seldom ever see penalty shots in international play, and here we see 2 in 24 hours.
Well, that's right, and it's almost like the jury here has said call them when you see them. The penalty shot is in the book, but it's rare in international hockey.
Here's Kevin Miller for the U.S. moving in. Shoot. Good save there by Friesen, the goaltender for West Germany. He's a Winnipeg native, but plays for West Germany, and back comes Rutger, and he's flattened on a body check of the blue line on a good check by Greg Brown. U.S. coming back, Kevin Miller. West Germany leading 1-0. Here's Miller into the slot. His shot blocked. Still loose, and now cleared by West Germany. And carrying out of there is Kretschmer, number 15. Just circles back, drops it to Udo Kiesling, number 4. Kiesling, 32-year-old veteran. Into center ice for Draisaitl. Long shot right on. Richter save, rebound. They score! Ron Fisher, another of the Canadians on this West German team, and it's 2-0 for West Germany.
Long rebound. Richter, there's Fisher. He's celebrating. He's a Calgary. He went college here in Calgary. Long rebound. Watch it, and watch the way Fisher hopped on that.
Ron, I'll tell you what, as a defenseman, you have to know there's two people coming. Watch the two American defensemen as they only key on the one guy, and Ron Fisher comes late and picks up that rebound and just drives it by Mike Richter.
Ron Fisher, a 29-year-old native of Merritt, BC, who, as Ron said, attended the University of Calgary. So he is known here in these parts, and he just scores a big goal.
He's also known as the best defenseman in Germany. And you say, well, what's he doing up there? They've got him switched to forward for this tournament only.
Now the United States really in a hole on the attack as Lane McDonald got it in, but back comes Draisaitl, number 13. Trying to stick handle around the defense. Richter came out and covered up on it, and we'll get a stoppage and a face-off in the United States zone. Fisher, his first goal of the tournament. Draisaitl and Kiesling getting the assist at 14:32. And it's 2-0 for West Germany.
We were talking about Sean Burke being able to absorb those shots and let the shots bounce down at his feet. That long rebound really hurt.
It did. It was one of the goaltender has a tough time when a guy can get 10 feet inside that blue line and just tee it up and crank it. A goaltender has a great deal of difficulty. Number one, you don't get a lot of time to steer the puck where you want. If he shoots it right at you, you've got to be able to try. Sean Burke has a natural tendency to cushion that blow with his chest. Mike Richter does not, evidently.
5 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first period. The United States must win this game by 2 goals, and they're down 2-0. So things ain't looking rosy here for Team USA. Here's a chance at the point for Schuster. His shot's wide of the net, and Kiesling is back to get it and clears it out on right wing. Lead pass ahead for number 19, Lane McDonald, but it's offside. McDonald, by the way, with 5 goals in this tournament. He and Corey Millen lead the U.S. in goal production.
Well, he belongs right now to the Hartford Whalers on a trade from Calgary, and Hartford apparently is not going to get his services in the near future. He has said he is going back to Harvard. He's going to finish his degree there, and then he may quit the game, which really has got to make Emile Francis wonder, because he gave up Dana Merzen, and part of the deal was Lane McDonald.
Here's the centering pass into the corner. West Germany try and center, but there to intercept for the United States was Donatelli. Shot at the center ice. Back there is Schuster for West Germany. He's checked. Here's Johansson moving in. Blocker saved by the goaltender, Carl Friesen. And then he held on to it. 29-year-old Carl Friesen, a native of Winnipeg, and he has Dave Peterson in his United States squad worried.
Well, he's showing that he's on his game at least. Watch the juggling act here. Off the blocker, off the stick. I got it. That's it. He's controlled it beautifully right there.
So delivering a message to the U.S. team that it's going to be awfully hard for them to come back. That's 1 goal at a time.
Friesen was in the net when the West Germans pulled off a big upset in the first game of the tournament, beating Czechoslovakia 2-1. And Bourbeau was in ahead of the puck. He's offside. 4:17 to play in the first period.
You can see the dream of success in the eyes of people.
32. Plus that, the West Germans had a penalty shot, or it could be worse. Now dumped in by Greg Brown. Digging in is number 20, Bourbeau, for the United States. They drop it back on the point. Fired in behind the net. Bourbeau trying to get it in front, but cutting him off at the side of the net was Niederberger, number 19, and then they just dump it down the ice. Jeff Norton going back to get it. He's on defense with Greg Brown for the United States. Norton up the middle for Kevin Miller. He's checked, and now Brown carries out. Brown ahead for Miller. Miller moving in. Trying to drop it back. Good defensive play by Peter Schiller. And Schiller feeds it into center ice for Gerd Krunske. He fires it across, but blocked in front of the net by Greg Brown. Brown headmans to Miller. Miller shoots one off a stick of Kretschmer, the defenseman, and up over the glass and into the crowd.
Well, the one thing that the United States can't allow is this game to get out of control. But when you trail by 2 and you need to win by 2, you know, you're in the position now where when do you start to open it up? Because you're going to have to get 4 goals here just to get into that position where you can get yourself into the medal round.
Well, if you're Coach Dave Peterson, what you want to really, you can't get organized as well as you want on the bench. You still have 2 periods. What you want to do is go into the dressing room right now. You're down 2 and do a total reorganization of how you're going to attack in the second and the third period. They've got to play 1 period at a time. They have to go in and not be down by any more than what they are now.
Here's Snuggerud for the United States. Into the corner, centered to Miller, but poked away by the goaltender in front. Number 28 shoots at the center with Brian Leetch back to get it. Here's Leetch, the number 1 draft choice of the New York Rangers back in '86. Only 19 years of age. Now to the other Leetch, Steve Leetch. Drops it to Craig Janney. Backhand pass through the crease. Other point to Guy Gosselin. Back of the net, but clearing it away was Price for West Germany. Now it's cleared out on left wing, and here comes number 28, Franz. Into the U.S. zone. Laviolette took him out, and Eric Weinrich takes over. Feeding it into center ice. On the attack, Steve Leetch. Leetch into the corner. Ridden out there by Niederberger. And coming up with it is Draisaitl, shooting it into center ice, where Obresa has it. In on right wing for the other Krunske. Bernd Krunske trying to center. Gets some help on the play from Obresa. Now centered out of blast from the slot by Kiesling. Just wide of the net. He was wide open in that slot and missed the target. Number 19, Niederberger, clearing it out into center ice. Here's Niederberger, pass ahead, and a shot by Fritzig. Save, rebound. Fritzig shot it wide of the net. And West Germany just about had another one. Back comes Corey Miller. In on right wing, Lane McDonald, trying to center it out. Loose in the corner. Now dropped back by Scott Young. Getting it to the point to Norton. His shot blocked into the other corner, Johansson. Now on left wing, Jeff Norton pinching in. Norton trying to center, but Niederberger comes up with it. And Niederberger fires it down the ice. And back of the play, we're going to get a penalty. I believe against the U.S. player Johansson.
No, I think it's going to be Udo Kiesling, our old buddy Udo, who is not what you'd call the cleanest hockey player in this tournament or in Germany. He is a very controversial figure in his own country. He's a veteran. Let's take a look at it at the side of the net now. We'll see what happened here. Now they really get at it.
They don't want to
Kiesling and
let
Johansson.
him up. Now watch you just put him against the net.
Kind of a silly penalty at the time for
Exactly.
Kiesling.
And, you know, in Germany, they say he almost gets a free pass. He is one of those guys who uses his stick all the time on people, and after a while, the referees got so used to it that they just let it go.
He's a 32-year-old veteran, the captain of this team. He's played in 4 Olympics, including this one.
There's Richter. I'll tell you, the Americans are being beaten here, and they're being beaten soundly.
Well, Ron, they're making unbelievable mistakes. I talk about inexperienced mistakes. Number one, they're giving up the blue line. Number two, when the other team is fighting for the puck in their end, they're not covering the point. Number three, when they come back in backcheck, they don't stay with their man when the guy with the puck pivots back. These are all basic mistakes, and the West Germans are capitalizing on them.
Well, a chance here with 1:02 left of the first period. Kiesling in the penalty box for holding. 18:53 at the time, and the U.S. on a power play, but trailing in the game 2-0. Here comes Brian Leach, moving it in on the wing, but the U.S. player fell down, knocked into the corner, and Price has it and clears it out. Knocked down by Tony Granato. Back on the point to Scott Young. Into Granato. Now back to Young again at the point. Young feeding it in. It comes to Scott Young again. Side of the net. Granato getting it to Corey Miller. Millen out in front. A shot blocked at the defense as Granato let it go. Now Brian Leach to Granato, and he shot it wide. On the other side, Fusco into Millen, right in. Put it through the crease. One pass too many, perhaps. Scott Young couldn't hold it in, and with 8 seconds left in the period, it's cleared out. Leach back to Corey Miller. Only 5 seconds left. Miller holding on to it. Loses it, and that will end the period. And the United States will skate off, needing to win this game 2-0 or by 2 goals, but trailing 2-0. Shots on goal. The U.S. had 12, West Germany 10. But in the latter part of the period, the West Germans were the dominant team. And after 1 period, it's West Germany 2 and the United States.
I wonder what Dave Peterson is saying right now, or has said to his team during the intermission. Really, you can't turn a team that is not capable of playing a disciplined type of game around and in one intermission, and that really is what he has to do. They've all of a sudden got to get their game together.
Well, though, that's one thing that we've always questioned, how versatile the Americans are. They are a goal-scoring team, an offensive team. Defense has been their problem. Now they're faced with is probably their strength is go out and score as many goals as they can, being down 2. But the one thing that happens is that most teams is once you start to open up and take unnecessary gambles, you leave yourself even more wide open.
From a statistical standpoint, the West Germans haven't beaten the United States in a hockey game since the 1981 World Championship, and the United States has won 9 and lost 1 in Olympic play against Germany, and they've outscored Germany 61-12 over that period. The only win over the U.S. was back in the 76 Olympics in Innsbruck when the Germans beat them 4-1, and they wound up winning a bronze medal in that Olympics.
Play underway in the second period. Here's Punchka circling in his own zone, and then a shot to center by West Germany. United States on a power play because of a carryover penalty from the first period. There's a pass from Brian Leach to Scott Young. Young trying to feed it through to Granato. Back to Young. Now to Tony Granado. Into the corner for Miller. Back to Young. Shoots. Save made by Friesen. Loose, centered, and wide open. And missing the net was Granado. He put it right over the top. Here's Granado. Into Corey Miller. Dropping it back to Young. Over to the other point. To Leach. Now back to Miller. Penalized player is back on. Kiesling. United States centered and Scott Young has the puck, holding it in the German zone. Over to Miller. Millen fakes, giving it to Young. Shoots it into the corner. Now it is centered, and Granado took a whack at it, but blocked at the German defense, and then shot out of there by Ron Fisher. Scott Young dropping it back to Corey Millen. The United States must win by 2 goals to qualify for the medal round, and they're down 2-0 in this game. Comes to the point. Greg Brown shooting. Rebound. Cleared away at the last second by Gerd Brunske. The United States an all-out offensive attack here. And Obresa shoots it out for West Germany. Back to get it is Norton. Shot it to the line. And Niederberger fires it right down the ice. The goaltender Richter out to play it. Gives it to Greg Brown. Now behind the net to Norton. On the board, Greg Brown. Comes in front. Chance for Germany, but the shot by George Front up over the glass and into the crowd. We're early in the second period. It's 2-0. Play underway. Holtzman trying to clear it. Held in by Laviolette to Fusco. Shot blocked. Fusco again. And the shot finally made by Steve Leach. And Friesen made the save. Leach again a shot. Rebound, and that shot high and wide by Lane McDonald. The United States on all-out offense here in the early minutes of this second period. They're down 2-0, and they're throwing all caution right over the board.
Well, now if I'm Germany, I start to say, all right, they're going to start pinching their defenseman and playing up. I'm going to start floating a guy behind them, and you start looking for the breaks now. The U.S. has to get a lot of goals to get back into this thing. But some good chances, and again, Friesen. They've got a lot of confidence in that goaltender. And he has come through for them so far in this game. He did not play against the Soviets. Everybody said, well, why wouldn't you put your best goaltender in against the Soviets? And Unsin said simply, we'll probably not beat the Soviets, but we might be able to beat the Americans if we have our best goaltender in there rested. And that's what they've done.
Here's the line of Millen, Borbo, and Granado. Face off deep in the West German end of the ring. Draisaitl got Millen on the face-off, and now Millen is tossed out. So is Draisaitl, so Granado will take the draw against Brittic, young 21-year-old player on the West German team. Here's Millen into the corner. Millen trying to center. Coming back to help out is Brittig. Puck still loose behind the net, cleared by Niederberger, and then shot into center ice. Picking it up there is Draisaitl. Got it to the U.S. line. Leach cleared it. Knocked down and cleared into the corner by Bernd Krunske. Centered. Brittig is there, but shot it wide. Into the far corner, Draisaitl. He's being tied up by Brian Leach. Now, over on the other side, Bernd Krunske. But Borbo comes up with it to Millen. Picked up by Leach. Back to Borbo. Borbo into the zone, and Niederberger clears it back up. Guy Gosselin back for the United States, but it's shot in behind the net. Brittig in to get it for Germany. Trying to center it. And now Borbo over on right wing. Clears to Corey Millen. Millen, the leading scorer on the United States. Loses to Brittig at center ice. And then it's shot away by Bernd Krunske. And we get a stoppage in play. I think because of an offside. And we'll get a face-off at the United States blue line.
Well, there's Manfred Wolf, 30-year-old, plays with Dusseldorf in the Bundesliga, as they call the Federal League in Germany. But he's a Canadian, born in Toronto, played his junior hockey with the Aurora Tigers in Tier 2. But he's played with Roy Rutger since 1978 over in Germany when he moved there, and he's in his second Olympics.
Here's Scott Young, centered, deflection by Donatelli, and a big save by Carl Friesen right there.
Another big problem for the United States beyond the fact that West Germany as a team is playing very well. We're again pointing out Friesen's play in this game. They smelled that play out and was right there and knew when to go down.
Here's a look at it. Young passing over to Donatelli. Now watch Friesen come across with that right leg, but he stays right with the rebound and just blocks everything along the ice on that goal.
Here's Johansson winning a faceoff, but it's cleared out of there by Ron Fisher for West Germany. Scott Young had the puck. He lost it, and back comes Fisher. And hustling back is Greg Brown for the U.S., number 3. Over to Young, off the boards now on right wing for Johansson. He's checked, and it's shot in offside at the United States blue line. Early, I mentioned the big change for the United States, and I mentioned that they moved Brian Leach up front. I meant to say they moved Scott Young, number 14, up front on right wing. And he has been their steadiest defenseman, perhaps, but as I mentioned, Dave Peterson says he may be our best right winger.
Well, was originally a right winger, moved back to defense for this tournament, so he's back to his original position. But you're right, they've got to get some offense. Now they really desperately need it.
He's the number 1 draft choice of the Hartford Whalers in '86 is Young, and Peterson also said as an NHLer he will be a forward. Here's West Germany trying to center one. They do. Sliding across. Labio left. And then the goaltender, Richter, able to smother it. In this period, by the way, the United States has outshot West Germany 5-0.
And suddenly the play, though, is shifting back into the U.S. zone. They kind of weathered a storm here. See if the Americans can get it back once again. This is Peter Hagen. Canadians drafted him, thought a great deal of him a few years ago, kind of gave up on him. He was a third-round draft choice in 1981.
Here's Craig Janney getting it out on right wing to Kevin Miller. Now ahead to Snuggerud, number 22. Shot right on. Friesen makes the save. And there's Kiesling beating it out. Held in as the U.S. defenseman Weinrich held it in. West Germany in control and clear it across to the veteran Udo Kiesling. He comes to center and just fired it in. Richter passes off to Laviolette. Headmanning out of there for Craig Janney, number 15. Janney trying to get around the defense, but Friesen out of the net to clear it away. United States trying to center is Kevin Miller in the corner, but coming back to help out is Schiller for the West Germans. Held in at the point by Guy Gosselaar. Into the corner for Kiesling. Loses it. But the United States can't center it as Gerd Brunske, number 17, carries up. Brunske puts on the brakes, centered one, and the United States work it out to Fusco. Now to Steve Leach ahead for Lane McDonald. McDonald shoots. Wrist shot blocked at the defenses. It hit Price, the defenseman. Centered again. Side of the net to McDonald. He's had 5 goals. He's one of their good goal scorers is Lane McDonald. Holding on to the puck, back to the point to Norton. Shot blocked as Price got in front of it. Now behind the goal. Leach trying to center. Steve Leach again. But it's knocked away and picked up by Franz. And West Germany come to center ice. Over to Gerd Brunske. Long shot stopped by Jeff Norton. Norton for the USA. Ahead at center to Steve Leach. Leach has Granado with him, but a good defensive play by Kretschmer to break it up. And Kretschmer just dumps it out of there.
Well, it seems to be almost a jumping game that the Germans are playing now. They're not thinking too much offense. It's just get it out of their own zone and keep the area clean. I hope they don't think that 2-0 is going to be good enough against a team as explosive as this U.S. team can be.
There's Niederberger jumping it in for the West Germans. Richter cleared it on right wing for Brian Leach. Now for Borbo, number 20. Scott Fusco comes over to help out, but it's held in by Niederberger. Now the U.S. trying to shoot it into center ice, and Norton does. Back to Norton again at the U.S. blue line. Over to Brian Leach, 19-year-old captain of this U.S. team. Leach trying to center. Cleared away by Friesen, the goaltender. And down in the corner and shooting it out of there is Udo Kiesling, the 32-year-old veteran. Laviolette back to get it. That's icing against West Germany. 12:36 left in the second period. Still 2-0 for West Germany over the U.S. With Ron Bush and Brad Park. Dan Kelly back at the Saddle Dome. West Germany on the attack. Brittig back of the net, trying to center now. Out in front, backhander. Richter the save. Another shot by Brittig, and that was just wide of the net. Johansson clearing it over onto right wing, and here's Clark Donatelli. Donatelli into the zone, but shot back out of there by Draisaitl. And hustling back is Greg Brown. Number 3, Greg Brown for the United States. He's out of Boston College. Feeds it out on right wing. Unable to clear it was Johansson. Now the United States try again, but good forechecking, and West Germany hold it in the zone. Here's Rudiger, number 22. Trying to center, but it's grabbed by Richter. And he just held onto it.
Well, there you see Christian Brittig from Landshut, which is one of the towns north of Munich in the southern portion of Germany. And here's a chance. And again, a turnover at the line. They failed to get it out, and Richter's the key man in this sequence.
A lot of people just backed off him, and the rebound came out. And one of the things Americans, if you're a defenseman in that slot area and a guy comes out and makes a shot on the net, what you have to do is let the goaltender handle the rebound. Don't go looking for it until you control the man that shot the puck. And that's how Brittig got that second chance.
Nuggerud clearing it down the ice. West Germany back to clear it, getting it to Rudger. He's checked. Greg Janney trying to center. Puck just lies there. And Medikas comes up with it, number 6, Peter Medikas. Got it into center ice. Back comes Guy Gosselaar. Into Miller. Kevin Miller gets it in front, but quickly cleared out of there by Volk, number 11, down the ice. And Brian Leach is back to get it. Leach forecheck by Fisher. Stole it. Centered. Oh, big save there on Schiller by Richter after Fisher stole it. And that very easily could have been a 3-0 lead.
Well, this is all Canadian line that's out there right now with Fisher, Wolf, and Richter. And look at Fisher. He's really moving around in there.
He just about scored again, but missed the net. Gerd Trunska with a shot. That's deflects into the corner, and Richter with all kinds of pressure being put on by West Germany. Wisely came out of there and held it for a faceoff.
There's Peter Schiller, was a last-minute addition to this team. He's kind of a bad guy around the German league. Apparently, he's one of those players who really believes in his own rights and so on. And when you play in leagues with owners and everything else, sometimes that's a tough thing. I guess he'll eventually be the union steward or something. But Peter Schiller is a last-minute addition. Nearly scored a goal there. On and off this team, but through it all, he's managed to play 130 games for the German national team. So he has some talent, obviously.
Here's Weinrich for the United States, clearing at the center. Niederberger knocks it down there. Laviolette for the United States to Steve Leach. Leach couldn't get it across center ice. Now Laviolette will try to stop Fusco. Fusco stick handling in and lost it, and Kiesling clears it out of there. And here's Gerd Trunska, the oldest of the Trunska brothers on this West German team. Now breaking it up is Gerd Trunska. He's number 17. Just drops it back, and then it's shot out of there by Niederberger. And going back to get it is Weinrich for the United States. We passed the midway point in this game. 2-0 still for West Germany. Gerd Trunska dropping one back, and in control is Peter Hagen. Hagen shot at the center. United States going for their offense. Here's Millen breaking in. Millen shoots. Good block on the play by Niederberger, the defenseman. And it comes back to center ice. There's Jeff Norton. Carries in. Knocked down by Kiesling. Cleared to center. And Greg Brown back to get it. Well, I mentioned the United States noted for their offense, but so far, Mr. Carl Friesen in West Germany have shut them down.
Well, a good defense, so obviously nullify a great offense, and the Germans are doing a great job in that department.
There's Tony Granato trying to get it into the zone. Did, but Price is there. Now Millen shot it back to the net, but Holtzman comes up with it. And they work it out on right wing to Obresa. Number 9. Obresa feeding it through, drop back to Obresa. Put it in front of the net, but Corey Millen was there and takes it away for the United States. Here's Millen through center ice. Millen trying to stick handle in, couldn't get around the defense. And it's shot back out of there. And up over the boards at the U.S. bench. Meanwhile, a good defensive play moments ago by Frenchburg, number 15, as he stopped that man, Corey Millen.
Corey Millen was perhaps the best speed in this tournament, but he's not going to the National Hockey League, they tell us. He's on his way to Aubrey Piotti in the Swiss League for the playoffs. And another one that Phil Esposito apparently is not going to get a hold of at the end of this tournament, although, of course, Leach is going to the Rangers. Brian Leach, the big defenseman.
If they sign him.
If they sign him. And you think he's going to come cheap?
No, not if he talks to Brad Park. Here's a loose puck flipped up over the glass or off the glass by West Germany. Here's Donatelli with a chance. Moves in, shot. Johansson a swipe at it, but he missed it. And Guy Gosselin pinching in. Back there is Draisaitl shooting it off the boards and down the ice. And as Brian Leach goes back to get it, icing. There's the 19-year-old first-round draft pick for the Rangers. 8:03 left, still 2-0 for West Germany. West Germany leading this game 2-0 as they come to the U.S. blue line, but can't clear it in. Here's Brittig, number 10, dropping it back to Price, number 3. He's been outstanding, this 32-year-old veteran, or pardon me, 29-year-old veteran. Now he dumps it in, and back to get it. Laviolette beating it out onto right wing. Picked up there by Kevin Miller. Miller just dumps it in. And going back and getting it is Frenchburg, who drops it back to the goal for Medikas. He played it off the boards all the way down the ice, did Dieter Medikas. And as the U.S. go back, that's icing against West Germany. 7:12 left here in the second period. Still 2-0 for West Germany.
Well, you mentioned how outstanding Harold Price has been. As we look at the NHL president, John Ziegler, is in the booth just off to our right, and Bobby Clark. Who else have we got here? Everybody's come to the game tonight. The U.S. against Germany. I think they're a little shocked at what's going on out there. But Harold Price is, I think, having a game of his life, Brad. He's the best player on the ice without a doubt, number 3 for Germany.
He has. He's blocked 4 or 5 fine scoring opportunities. And in the first period there, he made a play in front of the net to shut down a 2-on-1. An in-tight play. He did an excellent job, held his ground, made sure the puck did not get across to the open man.
Schuster now working it out on right wing. Long left wing pass down the left side for Volk. His shot right on, and a save by Richter, and now the United States. Clear it up the middle for Fusco. Down the right wing side, it's Leach moving in. Steve Leach back to the net. Couldn't get it centered. And there you see the West German defenseman Schuster follow him right around, and then West Germany managed to get it out of there. Dave Peterson said before the game, this West German team is an experienced and very wise team, and they know how to play the game, and they're showing it right now.
You know, way back at the beginning of this tournament, they played Austria, did this U.S. team. That was the opening game for them. And at the time, there's Bob Johnson, who's the head of the program for the American Amateur Hockey Association, and not looking very pleased at what's been going on.
And Walter Bush just off to Bob Johnson's left, formerly with the North Stars, also very involved in U.S. amateur hockey for years.
But just to finish the thought, Ludi Bukac, who's coaching, of course, the Austrian team now, former Czechoslovakian national team coach, said after the game that he thought that the 1984 version of the U.S. team was a better team than this one. We're beginning to find out that perhaps he was right. This team is a little outmanned.
Here's Schiller trying to shoot it in. Back there is Guy Gosselin to clear it into center ice. Chloe Millen couldn't get anywhere. Now Gosselin knocked down Udo Kiesling, and he's going to get a charging penalty. And the United States, trailing 2-0 now, will be shorthanded. We'll be right back to the Olympic Saddledome.
Play in the second period. Well, both players paid a pretty big price there. But it appears as if Kiesling's price is over and Gosselin's price is just beginning.
2 minutes for charging. Coming with 5:48 to play in the second period. It is only the second penalty against the United States, but it's the first time West Germany has had a power play, because the other penalty was the coincidental penalties, Johansson and Kiesling in the first period. And in the tournament, West Germany is 5 for 20. That's 25% in power play conversion. Trunchka up to Kiesling. Kiesling keeps him in from the point. There's Trunchka, number 17. Back to Kiesling. Father looks like his brother. The Granados from Downers Grove, Illinois. They love hockey. They're Chicago Blackhawks season ticket holders. Tony played his college hockey at Wisconsin. Was a teammate there of Mike Richter. Each team skating a man short with 5:01 to play in the second period. Norton, great pick save by Friesen. Sent in again.
What that kick save does is not only is the save, but it clears the rebound into an area where there's no threat.
50 seconds left in the penalty to Gosselin. And again, the U.S. will eventually have a man advantage for about a half minute. Slap shot, blocked in front. And Brown sends it over to Young. Half a minute now left in the penalty to Gosselin. Each team again skating a man shy. Granado sends it out in front. Leaches slap shot. Another save by Friesen. No penalty as Kretschmer gets knocked down. And it's lifted ahead by Schiller all the way down into the U.S. end. And we have an icing call with 5 seconds now remaining in the penalty to Gosselin. And then the U.S. will have a man advantage for the subsequent 34 seconds.
I think this is about the time where the U.S. should really use that kind of emotion that they have demonstrated in some of the other games in this tournament. And they've got to pick up the pace of the game. The game is going all the way the West German team wants it to go. It is slowing down. It is under control. Periodically there are problems, but then nothing is so out of control that they can't do something to put it back on an even keel again. 3 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the period. They'll have a power play for in a moment. Now is the time to really throw some energy at the West German team to see what happens.
Gosselin comes out of the box, so the U.S. has a man advantage, but they'll squander this particular opportunity. As skating into the U.S. end is Schiller. He has the puck taken away by Bourbeau to Scott Young. And it comes back out over the blue line with just 12 seconds remaining now in the West German penalty. Time for one last rush as Bourbeau sends a slap shot in, and it's swept aside by Friesen. And the penalty is over, and both teams are again at full strength.
Well, and hard though a shot that was, it was from a great distance. The U.S. team is going to have to penetrate with more than one player.
3 minutes remaining in the second period. West Germany on top by a score of 2-0. Obrecht's shot, 6 saves by Richter. And a whistle. 2:52. Right.
Face off at the U.S. blue line. 2:50 left in the period. Laviolette to Eric Weinrich. United States down 2-0. Here's Laviolette on the attack. Long shot wide of the net. And back there to get it is Price. Trying to flip it out. Laviolette pinching in. Knocks it back into the corner. Price has it there. Laviolette again held it in. But again, Price. This time flips it high to center ice. Weinrich band on it. Loose puck for France, but Richter came out to clear it away. And the U.S. have a 3-on-2. Here's Fred Janney moving in. Centered. Shot right on by Snuggerud in. Friesen just got his arm on it to get a piece of it. Now in the corner, Scott Miller. Back to Norton. Friesen a stick save, and it's kicked all the way back to center.
Well, Friesen was very cool on that play. And again, you see the feeling that he's almost invincible. You get that idea that he just feels that he can't be beaten in the net.
Puck is cleared to center ice. Greg Brown has it there over to Scott Young. Now picked up by Lane McDonald and to Corey Millen moving in. Millen trying to center, but in front of the net there to break it up and shoot it away was Peter Schiller. And Red Brown has to go back. Still 2-0 for West Germany. In a game, the United States must win by 2 goals or not make the medal round. There's a diving defensive play by Schiller. And then he cleared it over the glass into the crowd.
Well, the U.S. team is going to need 4 goals in the third period. We've got a minute and 14 seconds remaining here. They must win this game 5-4 to advance. Where they're going to find them, I don't know, but Brad had one comment that I think is very, very important. This is a veteran team. When you say a veteran team, you mean an aging team. This has been a high-tempo game as well, and the United States has the legs. Question is, do they have the discipline to get back in this game? They'll gang them. They'll really come at them in the third period. They'd like a goal right now to kind of set that up if they can.
Well, you might remember they were down 6-2 to the Soviets and popped in 3 in the third period of their game, so they can score, we know that, but they haven't tonight. Bert Trunska trying to clear it as West Germany's Dieter Hagen clears it down the ice. We're now in the final minute of the first period, and Guy Gosselin is back after it for the United States. Lane McDonald. McDonald, number 19, barreling in. Centers it to Scott Fusco. To McDonald behind the net, but Kiesling was there to break it up. Good play by Gosselin to hold it in. Fusco couldn't get it centered, and now it's shot out of there by West Germany. Brian Leach, number 2, beating Fusco. Fusco centers to Leach. Shot blocked. Loose in front of the net, then cleared away, and Dieter Hagen fires it out to center ice. Laviolette back after it. His pass to Craig Janney. 10 seconds left in the period. Now Leach gets upended. Here's Dieter Hagen. Number 23 for West Germany. We're down to 2 seconds left. And as the U.S. come up with the puck, the period ends. Shots on goal through 2 periods. The U.S. 23, West Germany 15. But the big West Germany leads the game 2-0 after 2 periods.
To advance on to the medal round, they would have to outscore West Germany by 4 goals in this period. They must win the game by 2 as Young comes in, sends it to Millen, and another save by Friesen is having a big, big night. The West German goaltender. Up ahead now to Trunska for West Germany. The U.S. has to disturb the rhythm of the game. Everything has gotten just too comfortable for the West German team. They're going to have to really throw some speed at them to try to get them out of control. They've been in far too good control for most of the evening. This is Brown, who has his shot blocked by Kretschmer. And it comes back out to center ice. Now Janney starts him again for the U.S. Janney really ridden out of the play, but still has it in the corner. Sends it in behind the net. Dave Snuggerud. And the shot by Miller. Covered up by Friesen. 18-14 to play in the period. Dave Snuggerud from Minnetonka, Minnesota. On that previous action there around Carl Friesen, the West German goaltender, again you could see so many white jerseys. You'd see the odd U.S. jersey. If you'd see 2 or 3 West German ones, whenever the U.S. team would have a chance, it would be at some distance. There would be some rush to the shot. And when you get into close quarters, the West German team is bigger and stronger, and they're going to win the fights more often. The U.S. team advantage is in the open ice. West Germany spending a good part of the second period playing conservatively, playing defensively minded, obviously, icing the puck on a number of occasions and taking time off the clock. Kept in, and open is Obressa for the score. Braun took the puck in the slot, got it over to Peter Obressa, and it's 3-0. Just on this goal, just watch how it develops. Now 2 U.S. players have a good chance to pick up the man with the puck. Right here, they skate right by him. And net. It's that kind of discipline within their own zone that has killed them through the whole tournament.
17:48 remaining in the game. But gets checked by Udo Kiesling, and Kiesling clears it down the ice. Back after it is Eric Weinrich for the United States. Weinrich trying to clear it up. Getting it ahead for Granato. Tony Granato trying to carry in. Gets knocked down on the play. And the U.S. come up with it. Can't get it back in, however, and hustling back is Draisaitl, number 13. He lets Kiesling, number 4, play. Out for Niederberger. And Niederberger just shot at the center ice. Weinrich coming in, but Corey Millen had jumped the gun and was offside. The scoring play, Obresa, his second of the Olympics, from Frost and Holtzman at 2:12 to make it 3-0. Here it is again.
Well, that's Franz just made the dig, and Obresa wide open. I'll tell you, if I had that much time, I would have tried to put it in the center of the net.
I thought he was going to wait a little too long.
Greg Brown was way out at the line when that play started to unfold. The players, Americans, they just can't play defense, and it's a very sad situation considering that they have a tremendous amount of talent on their team.
I think, Ron, they're a young team and young back of the blue line. And if you look at this American team, you'd have to say the Canadian has problems scoring. The Americans, if you kept them together for 4 years and got them to play some top teams, they'd be a much better hockey club.
Here's the loose puck in the West German zone. That's number 8, Kevin Miller, in forechecking. Gets it in front. Neugerud with a chance, but that was blocked, and back comes Wolf, number 11, shooting at the center. Rosselin knocks it down there. Here's another chance for West Germany, Ron Fisher. 6-foot, 5-inch Canadian forward into the corner. Taken out of the play by Guy Gosselin. And back comes the United States. Greg Janney moving in, trying to center to Donatelli. Janney gets it again, but Kiesling is there to clear it into center ice. And now back at the U.S. blue line, Jeff Norton over to Greg Brown. Now to Norton. In across the line, Donatelli right in. Passed it off instead of shooting, and it cost them. And West Germany come back.
Yeah, look at the way they were controlling the slot, though. Kiesling did a great job coming back, and he's the one that stripped that play.
In the center ice. Drop back to Niederberger. Now over to number 4, Kiesling, who flips it in, and Jeff Norton goes back to get it. And that's icing against West Germany. The U.S. in big trouble here. They're trailing 3-0.
It's no chance to make a shot.
Face off in front of Carl Friesen with 15:24 to play in the game. Corey Millen, the face-off against Holzman. And Holzman is sent out of there now, and Peter Schiller to face off for West Germany. Shot comes in from Weinrich. Rebound. Granato couldn't get a shot away. Then the puck is covered up. And a little scrap along the boards as well. Quickly broken up. Dave Peterson molding this team from August on, the end of a long 6-month road.
That time Carl Friesen let out the rebound as he probably needed to. The shot was so low he couldn't control it. But if you notice the rebound, he picked it, and he picked it up high. And in order for the U.S. team to get a shot, first of all, they had to bring the puck down, then to try to make a shot, and by that time there was a West German player there.
Richter. Sent to the side, picked up by Granato. Tony Granato over the blue line. The pass was in behind Bourbeau. The West Germans allowing no U.S. players to get free in the slot.
The difficult thing for the U.S. team now is that when you're playing against this team in these circumstances, you get tired, you get frustrated, and in order to generate the emotion that you need, you have to score a goal. The goal is going to need to come first.
The pass is intercepted. The shot is saved by Richter. Off the stick of Brittig. Left for Brown. Brian Leach. Gosselin sends it over to McDonald. And another save by Friesen. Trunchka can't get it out of his own zone. Then it's flipped back toward the point. Kept in by McDonald. And they score! Scott Fusco.
There's a fine play by Scott Fusco. And it all begins when the West German team had a chance to clear the zone, but the backhand slip gets stopped by Lane McDonald. A nice setup. Friesen tries to poke check the way the puck, but Fusco makes a very clever move and flips it over him. Number 19, Lane McDonald.
Fusco scoring here. It's 5:54. Should have been the correct time. 5:54 of the period. There are still 14 minutes to play. And it's 3-1. But in effect, it's 4-1 under the circumstances, so the U.S. would still need 4 goals to continue to advance as Miller comes in, and his shot is saved by Friesen. He just got enough of it.
Now that's what the U.S. team needed, just to throw a little bit of doubt into the West Germans' mind and to give themselves some encouragement. And certainly one thing, they're not thinking about the need for it to be 4-1 right now. It's just one goal at a time, one moment at a time, one shift at a time, and to try to create some chaos out there to get the West Germans out of the kind of controlled game that they've been in for almost 50 minutes now.
Icing, 13-18 to play. West Germany leading 3-1 at the Saddle Dome. Steve Leach, Troy Millen, and the United States hockey team hopeful of continuing on. Tony Granato right there. And hopeful of advancing. But it's a tough road right now with 13 minutes and 10 seconds to play. Trailing in the game 3-1. Eric Weinrich to Laviolette, back to Weinrich, sends it up ahead now to Jim Johansson. Friesen got a piece of that one. In the slot, broken up. And back comes Franz. Hagen sends it in. Intended for Trunchka. Taken away by Scott Young. To Millen. He chases it into the corner. He centers it. Nothing but white shirts there. Niedenberger. Up ahead to Trunchka. Broken up by the U.S. at center ice. Brian Leach into Granato. Beautiful drop pass to Millen. Great move. The shot saved. Rebound wide. Clear to the point. Kept in by Gosselin. In behind the net. Brian Leach chasing it down. U.S. team putting the pressure on, but the West Germans break it up. As Franz sends it over to Trunchka. Back to Franz. He skates in too deep. Brings it back out to Kretschmer. Shot in from the point. Saved by Richter. Rebound loose in front. Clear to the side.
The pattern of the game was starting to be the one the U.S. team needed. They were getting the West German team running around in their zone.
Norton to Brown. U.S.
Corey Millen is short, but he is not small. He is strong and sturdy, and he's shown in this tournament an awful lot of heart and spirit.
8:15 to play in the game. 3-1 West Germany. Fusco sends it in. And then Leach gets knocked down as Friesen covers up.
All of these face-offs, all of this slowdown, the changes of line, all of this interrupts any kind of flow that the U.S. team needs at this particular time.
The Saddle Dome in Calgary, where they play hockey several months a year. This is the home of the Calgary Flames of the National Hockey League. A team which, as you might suspect, is spending a long time on their current road trip. They've been away for 3 weeks, or will have been by the time the Olympics are over. Brian Leach in the corner. Snuggerud sends it around to Janney. Janney looking for a centering pass, and he gets knocked down, and it's flipped up ahead, and that's all the West Germans have to think about doing right now. Seven minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the game. Janney at center ice was there, but it's a two-line offside pass. There's Chris Terreri.
As part of the German team at the Izvestia tournament, they had a pretty successful Izvestia tournament. They beat Czechoslovakia, lost to Canada only 2-1, and lost to Sweden 3-2. So they played some tough games. Perhaps we shouldn't be so surprised about this team, in that they've had some results prior to the tournament that indicate at least they can play well as a team.
And they dump it in from the faceoff. Richter back of the net, giving it to Greg Brown. Lost it. Chance, and a shot just wide by Volk from close in. And that might have sewed it up, but he just missed. United States couldn't clear it. Drive from the point by Schuster wide. And now back of the net goes Greg Brown. Brown for the U.S. Loses it. Here's Ron Fisher. Got it in front. Goes to the other side, and Johansson back for the U.S. Ahead to Donatelli. But getting back in a hurry is Schuster for West Germany. Clearing it up on right wing for Medikas. He shoots it over onto the other side. Brown held it in. Now behind the net. It is Volk. Just clearing the zone to center ice. 6.5 minutes left. West Germany that far away from clinching a berth in the medal round. And trying to hold it in for the U.S. with Scott Young. He couldn't. And the U.S. has to drop back. Now they lose it. Here's a chance for Gerd Prunska. Laviolette gets back. Takes Prunska out of the play. And the U.S. clear it. Into center ice. Here's Millen, number 10. Has Borbo with him. Millen trying to go around. There'll be a penalty here to West Germany as Niederberger comes up with the puck, but a hooking call will mean West Germany will be a man short here. 6 minutes remaining. A U.S. power play coming up.
The spotter up there, not they have to.
Well, look at this little bit of an official Canadian Amateur Hockey Association stick measuring device. And they are checking one of the sticks. The U.S. is trying to get a two-man advantage here. Niederberger is already in the penalty box. And is, again, the Europeans play with illegal sticks. They always do. They play against each other. Nobody in Europe ever measures a stick. You can hear the conversation down below.
No. It's okay. It's the same thing. I know. I mean, not one play or more. But 2 minutes penalty for and 2 minutes penalty illegal equipment.
So they're going to get a double penalty.
Here's the original penalty, and boy, did he put the collar on him. Reached around with his stick right up around the shoulder and neck and hauled him down, no doubt about it. Hooking call there. And now we're going to get the illegal equipment call as well.
Both penalties are against Niederberger.
He's going on for 4.
The hooking penalty plus the illegal stick. So they'll just be one man short. Makes you wonder if somebody else out there had an illegal stick. Why didn't they try and nab him, Brad?
If we have a shot of the runway, you might see the trainer go down there exchanging 3 or 4 sticks from what's on the bench.
Well, I'll tell you something. If they went through, if they could spot him, there is another man on that ice, I can guarantee you, who's got an illegal stick. They all play with illegal sticks at both sides of the fence. And, if you really wanted to start measuring sticks, then you're going to find yourself putting people in the penalty box all night long.
Here's a shot at the bench. If we can keep that, we'll find guys going, look, they're going to start pulling sticks out of there. The guys on the bench, they know their sticks illegal. They say, give me my other one.
Also, you might have noticed the sticks. Can't find any advertising on any of them. That's because probably the guy with the biggest concession here is the spray can. The Olympic rules, you're not allowed to have advertising on the sticks in hockey. Should say that, tell that to the skiers.
Here's Gerd Trunchka through center ice. Get it, the pass to Schiller. West Germany a man short for the next 4 minutes. We're down to 5:39 left. But the U.S. must win by 2 goals, and they're down 3-1. Corey Millen missed a pass at center. Shot away by Kreis for West Germany, and Fusco goes back to get it. Fusco loses. Chance for West Germany out in front. Backhander by Trunchka, and a stick save by Mike Richter, the U.S. goaltender. Here's Leach. Cross ice pass to Millen. Into the zone, getting it to Scott Young. Into Granato in the corner. And he's checked, and West Germany, Dieter Hagen shoots it down the ice. 4:52 remaining. U.S. on a power play as Leach comes to center. Leaves it for Young. Now to Fusco. Back in for Scott Young, but it's offside as Granato jumped the gun and put it offside.
What you're seeing here to a talented young American team, and a lot of these kids, I'd say 10 of them are going to wind up in the National Hockey League, is a demonstration of just how much a miracle 1980 was. That was a team that was very similar to this one, perhaps a little better defensively, and perhaps, may I say it, a little better coached. But basically, the same type of athlete on that team. Here, the Americans, for the second straight Olympics, are going to go out before the medal round. And, you know, that's what happened in 1980 was just a monumental upset and miracle.
That's the biggest upset I've ever covered in sports, Ron.
Right.
And I think a lot of people would agree with that. Here comes Snuggerud for the U.S. coming in. Shoots just wide of the target. Janney at the other side. Can't get it centered, and breaking out of there is Franz. Still has the puck. Janney stole it, but Franz steals it right back, and this time trying to clear it. Norton held it in. Into Craig Janney. Trying to get it in front, but knocked away by the West German defense, and then cleared down the ice. 4 minutes left. One of the minor penalties against Niederberger is over. He still has the minor to serve for the illegal stick. Here's Miller. Drops to Norton. Shot blocked by number 4, Kiesling. Now trying to hold it in is Norton, but he couldn't. And Greg Brown has to circle back. The United States trailing 3-1, dump it in. Back is Kretschmer. Loses. Here's Millen. Centers. Granato shoots. Millen deflected it, but it went wide. Back to the other point. Leach to Young. Young side of the net to Janney. Back to Young. Shooting. Shot it wide. Janney in front. Trying to jam it in. And sliding across was the veteran Carl Friesen. Just stopped him on the doorstep again.
Well, they're killing off a long penalty here and doing a great job. Friesen, really the only pressure he's been under in this power play has been right at this particular moment.
Well, the point shot makes a big difference, and that's what the West Germans are giving the U.S. is that point shot. They haven't been taken. It's been there all period, even on even strength situations. The U.S. are pulling their goaltender now. I wonder if Dave Peterson had known somebody else had an illegal stick, if he had called it on somebody else and had a 2-man advantage, or he intentionally got it on Niederberger so that he'd have a 4-minute power play, a matter that, you know, if you don't get that first one, you can't look forward to the second one.
Well, you wonder what happened, but the way things have gone for the USA tonight, 2-man advantage or 1-man advantage for 4 minutes, nothing's going right for them.
It all comes down to that fellow standing between the pipe. He has been the major difference tonight.
Along with some veteran defensemen like Price and Kiesling back there. They've been outstanding.
You know, you look back at Udenstein, the coach of West Germany, resting Friesen for the Soviet game. Boy, did he come back sharp.
He did. He's been spectacular, and they played such a sound defensive game.
6 attackers and on a power play for the U.S. with 3:15 to play. In case you've just joined us, West Germany leads 3-1. But the U.S. to qualify for the medal round must win by 2 goals. So they need 4 goals in a hurry, and thus the early pull of the goaltender. Scott Young ahead to Granato. Granato moving into Millen. Shot. Freezing a stick save again. U.S. trying to hold it in. Leach couldn't. And breaking out is Gerd Trunchka. Backhander at the open net, and he missed it. Scott Young takes over for the U.S. Giving it to Millen. 40 seconds left in the penalty to Niederberger. Here's Millen moving in. Poke check by Kreis, the defenseman. And Kreis fires it out of there as he has so many times tonight. Gerd Trunchka racing after it. Granato back, and we're going to get a hooking penalty here against the U.S. as they pull down Trunchka, who was going to have a shot at an open net. And Scott Young took the penalty.
Well, not much you could do, but that stick was right up around the face of Trunchka as he tried to squeeze through. Now, what happened was Young, look at that. Don't really need that. At this point of the game, it's lost. So Scott Young goes up. Call it a slash, a high stick. So into the medal round will be Germany, and interestingly enough, they will be going into the medal round as the second-place team, number 2 in the division.
Long shot handled by Richter, who had to come back in. Each team a man short, 2:14 to play, as Steve Leach comes down left wing. Leach for the U.S. centered, but there to tip it away was Harold Kreis, the defenseman. And back comes number 23, Hagen. Richter, big save there. Rebound to Kreis at the point. Shot is wide of the net by Hagen. We're down under 2 minutes remaining. And the U.S. starts back. Flipping it in is Norton. Shot from a bad angle, handled by the goaltender Friesen. West Germany fire at the length of the ice, missing the net. USA short-handed now with West Germany on a power play, and still the U.S. have their goaltender up. That's how desperate the situation is. In center ice, it is Kiesling shooting it in wide of the open net. 1:22 to play. And West Germany come to center. Here's Leach. Or the U.S. come to center. Leach carrying in. And Leach taken out of the play. Back there to get it and trying to shoot it out is Gerd Trunchka. And he did. Snuggerud back to get it. Snuggerud passing to Leach. Leaves it there for Brown. Brown got it to the line. Gerd Trunchka shoots at an open net and misses. Just grazed the goalpost. They get another chance at it. And they score! Rudger, number 22. And that makes it mission impossible for the U.S.
There it is. All over. Roy Rudger scoring into the open net. Played his junior hockey with the Prince Albert Raiders, and it's all over. The medal round is done for the United States. There it comes. All they did was pick it up off the backboards. Keep it inside the zone is all they wanted to do. They fired it into the open side. Now here is what the situation is going into the medal round. The Soviets, must remember that the 3 teams that go into the medal round, the only points that will count will be the games against those 3 teams. So the Soviets have beaten Germany and Czechoslovakia. They will go into the medal round with 4 points. Germany in second place now in the division because they beat Czechoslovakia. They will go into the medal round with 2 points. Czechoslovakia will go into the medal round with 0 points. And now, of course, they will play the 3 teams that make it from the other division to decide the gold medal.
And we'll decide some of that when that division gets back into action tomorrow. Here comes Rudger trying to get it into the zone. Now back into center ice, and Kretschmer has it. Now it's Price. Over onto left wing to Ron Fisher. Fisher moving in, trying to center. We're down to 30 seconds remaining. And West Germany has a 4-1 lead. Here's Fisher for West Germany, and good save there by Richter. Now Price at the point. Number 22, Rudger, who had the last goal. A shot wide of the net. Fisher dropping it back. Moving in is Volk. Now a drive off the goalpost by Kretschmer. Granato over to get it with 4 seconds left. And this Olympic tournament is coming to an end for the United States young squad. And Xavier on scene, and the West German team will move into the medal round. They win a game 4-1 that eliminates the United States and sends them as the second-ranked team behind the Soviets in this division into the medal round.
Well, we saw really a disciplined, solid performance by Canada, and you have to wonder how well they're going to do in the medal round. Remember, they are getting goaltending, and that is the key.
Final score, 4-1. West Germany is in the medal round.
The outcome of games tomorrow. So that's the story for now from the Saddledome. Let's go back to Jim McKay.